What's up, everybody? Today we are going to talk about the Hellfire Fury 18mm Addy. Got this in semi recently. I haven't tried every build that there is to do for it. Honestly, we're not going to do a build video either. I'm going to come down to the desk. I'm going to give you some facts. We're going to come back up. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and we will go from there. So let's head down to the desk first with a shitty cloud transition. So here we have the Hellfire Fury. Is a single or dual coil 18mm top air dripper for squonking, and there's your squonk pin right there in the bottom. We will take this guy apart piece by piece. It is a very pretty atomizer. I will not deny that at all. Let's pop off your airflow control, and there you can see 3 holes. Dual coil setup, single coil setup. The bottom is just these 2 little channels cut in there to block off the air and or open it up. I can tell you that it does both mouth to lung and direct lung inhale. Although you have to, it's super touchy on air and on how much air. And now we will do the deck. There's the deck. Not a super deep well. As you can see, I have a single coil and some cotton packed in there. The squonk pin comes out both sides. Right there. There she is. So squeeze and juice will come out both sides there. We can actually probably simulate that right now. Let's throw this guy on my trusty SVA. We'll forego the ring for the moment. And then when I squonk, you can see that pin right there. I'm out of focus, but still. Out comes juice. Out comes juice. And it does it on both sides. So wet that wick and vape. And as you can see, it puts out a very respectable amount of vapor when you just press. So let's go up to the table and have a chat about my thoughts on this Addy. And we're back with the Hellfire Fury 18mm Addy. This will actually be the second time that I'm recording this. I didn't feel like I was quite fair the first time, so I decided that I'd kind of come back to it, take another look, try a few different builds before I gave my final impression. That's now been done. So, what do I think about it? I think it is a really well machined, very high quality made atomizer. I think the flavor is crap. I've tried a few different builds. I've tried raising the coil. I've tried open. I've tried all the way open, which I don't vape like that. I've tried closed down to how I vape. In all of those cases, I think the flavor is incredibly muted. Even in my first build, I did a side-by-side comparison because the first build was just super wispy. We'll cut to that side-by-side comparison for a cloud with the origin little right about now. It'll blow a cloud, and it's a small cloud because I'm mouth to lung. But I'll take a hit, I'll blow a cloud, and then I'll grab my origin little, I'll do the same thing, and we'll see if there's a difference. There might not be an apparent difference. There's definitely a flavor and a feeling of density difference. So that's the Fury right there, and squonk the origin little, and here we go. Now, see, to me that was significantly more satisfying. It was much more. It was much more flavor. Yeah, and we're back again. So that was the side-by-side cloud video. It is performing a little better right now, as you can see. But I still don't find it to be as full. I still find it to be on the wispy side, and I think that the flavor is incredibly muted. the reason why I'm redoing this is because the first time that I talked about this, I didn't really get into the why I think this way from an addy perspective, and kind of here's my general thoughts. I am not a huge fan of top air. I think for top air to be really effective, you really have to just pull on this addy. You just have to really almost Josh Wilson it, which, as you can see, I don't really do because that shit happens. Because in an addy with direct air, and in an addy with direct air, let's use the marquee as an example. The air is coming from the side, direct onto the coil, and then coming up. So it's basically taking everything direct from the coil. In a bottom airflow setup like the Snapdragon, like K-Funds, and any of the general tanks, it's coming directly onto the coil and then coming up. In a top airflow sense, you basically, when you're drawing, it doesn't have to go the whole way down to the coil. It's basically going and then right back up. So I think unless you really pull, it's not actually hitting the coil. So I tried to raise the coil to see if I could mitigate that, and did not have a whole lot of luck with that in that regard. So what can you do? This would probably work significantly better with a different vaping style, somebody who specifically does big mouth to lung at higher watts for that matter. Because this is a new video, I will open it all the way up and try this new build. The flavor is still super low in comparison to other addies. Maybe because I don't have enough power to it, meaning I'm not drawing enough, meaning I don't feel like air is actually hitting that coil appropriately. And I think that is why flavor is suffering as much as it is on this guy. In most cases, I wouldn't review something that I didn't like. In this case, there's a lot of hype surrounding it, and I wanted to talk about why I don't like it and why I think it is from a technical perspective that I don't like it. If I'm being completely honest, outside of being a well-machined addy, it was $216 shipped to me. That's with DHL shipping, and that's with this beauty ring, which is not from the Hellfire group. It was an add-on, but $216 as a package is still a decent bit of money. If I'm being completely honest, I would not recommend this atomizer. Maybe it will work for you. Maybe you will have a different experience. Please, Hellfire fanboys, please don't lynch me. But I cannot in good conscience personally recommend this atomizer to anybody. I will not be keeping it. I will probably be passing it on to somebody who may be able to appreciate it more than me, and I will stick with my my Viper V2, which I quite like the Viper V2. We'll probably do a video on that one later. I think that's rambling on enough about this. So that was a look at the Hellfire Fury. Bye, everybody.